Hello, everyone. My name is Joshua King. I am an account executive here at Airiam, and I will be talking about backups. What are they and the importance of them? So, really, what is a backup? It's really just a copy or a snapshot of any data, that you have stored on your workstations or servers. We take a snapshot of that, and you can use that to, restore your missing files and things like that. We can use that to restore those files and get you back up and running. So, what data is most important to back up specifically? So, there's a couple key pieces of information, that goes around the files that you should be backing up. So, anything that's really critical to your business operations, say you're a design company and you use CAD software, and you have CAD files, it'd be very important to keep those files backed up because they're very pivotal to your business and your business operations. Another good example is if you use QuickBooks, backing up that QuickBooks database just to make sure that the company file, is being backed up in case something happens that you need to restore that the data is not lost. So what happens if you're not backing up your data? So there's a lot of examples here. I'll lead into kind of the incident response side of Airiam. We're going around the country and cleaning up these incident response gigs, and we're seeing that a lot of times hackers are going after your backups because once they encrypt all of your data, really the backups is the only layer you have there to restore your data. So it's very important to have backups. And if you don't have backups and you're in some kind of situation like that, really there is no other choice other than to essentially rebuild your entire infrastructure. Another good example of this is, even something as small as someone deletes a very important company file. And, if you don't have that backed up, there's no way to really get that back. Essentially that file is gone. So with that being said, is it an easy fix if you don't have backups and something happens? No, it's really not an easy fix. Unfortunately, if files have been deleted or encrypted, they're pretty much gone. And backups are one of the easiest things to set up and implement within the business and the organization. It's really just one of the best things that you can have, and it's very easy to set up. So can a company or business run without backups? I mean, that's a question I get asked a lot. Technically, yes. Unfortunately, yes, you could run without backups, but it is a really, great risk for your company. It doesn't give you any redundancy. It doesn't give you any room for error. Should someone accidentally delete a file or things and you don't have backups, really there's no good way to get those files back. So I just mentioned something, redundancy. So like what is redundancy? You might not have heard that term before, but redundancy is really just making sure that there are multiple things set up within your business that essentially safeguards you from any technical issues. So a good example of this is, redundancy in backups. You can have a local backup, you can have a cloud backup, multiple versions of that. Should there be any issues with those specific backups, you do have multiple copies. So really redundancy is just adding layers to that backup so that you have, multiple of them. And you're not really solely relying on one thing. So really, at the end of this and the final takeaway for you guys is really the importance to back up your data. Please back up your data. It is very, very important. It is easy to implement. And I can say firsthand that if you do run into a situation where, you need to restore a file or something like that, you're going to be very thankful that you have backups set up. And if you have any trouble getting backups implemented or need, a service provider to provide that for you, feel free to reach out to Airiam. We would love to work with you. Thank you very much.